Yep, no problem, man. Safe travels. Bye-bye.
The TTY system's in the break room, right?
What?
TTY system. Like that, that's
Oh, yeah. Well, we should,
He's going to
we still don't know about the I need
that way.
Oh no, they're good.
They take it.
Yeah.
We don't need it.
No. They don't. We don't. Alright, so what happened today?
Well, okay. I came in at 2, and it sounded like a party, a beach party. Talking about my tan, I want to be white, and I want to be dark. And it's so weird. So I grab the scanner, go in there. It's Rachel, Carla, another girl, maybe one other girl I don't know. But it's kind of like, wow, what's up? Okay, so no worries. I scan my scanner badge, looking around, and they're tossing packages, and they're having a great time. And but I know it's not set up. I know you don't have scanner for ShipRite on. The hampers aren't pushed back. You don't have ShipRite put in position. You don't have bins for Anthem or accountables. And hate to be a buzzkill, but I would prefer to stop this now so that we're not having more work done for doing it wrong. Okay? I get shit on for not being a regular employee in this position, but the fact is I work 6 days a week, and this is what I know with current updates. okay? Even you throw in a shipwright and goes cha-ching, still gotta look at it because there's Brotec, and that doesn't go in shipwright, you know? There's little things. So when people come in to help, and I'm like, 3, and then they tell me 3 more is coming, I'm like, you're gonna have 6 at 2 in the morning? And then Janet comes in, and I freak out outwardly, she freaks out inwardly and goes away after she sets up Scarborough. She retreats, and I freak out outwardly because I'm like, we don't need 6 people at 2 o'clock, thinking that 6 o'clock people are coming. Okay, so I'm bombarded with a lot of
Help.
yes, but I'm also bombarded with, unfortunately, a good amount of consciousness and conscientiousness of, you're throwing packages we might very well need to do again, and they're not going to get a scan on. Would you prefer me to have a little freak out and be like, stop,
We
stop,
don't need
stop?
to freak out.
Well,
No.
and you know what? That's a big tongue-in-cheek compared to what I got from Rachel one-on-one, okay? Because that was just something that I can't. That sort of I win by emotional default is not something that is really meant to reason with, okay? And that was my experience with her later on in the day, one-on-one. So what happened today? That's what happened. And I'm not finished by any means. I just want to tell you my introduction. Since you're asking for my side of the story and what's going on with me and with what I read, I want you to be aware, since you're asking. So, I had anxiety in terms of halt, stop. And I have anxiety because Rachel has already set up antagonism. There's nothing that she did that one day that's informing me that she wants to collaborate and communicate and value relationships and relatedness. What she did was not necessary. So now I've got this person is gunning for me. She's setting things up, and she's working with others. Carla is her friend, and so it's creating a distraction, and it's got me thinking in terms of, what are you doing next, and why are you doing it? And actually, I'm very good at not being obsessed by it because it's very easy for me to read, but I'm aware of it, okay? And I'm going to highlight the things that she's doing, okay? The setup. She's encouraging Carla. Carla's encouraging the person with her. This is just what you do. You just talk. Talk about whatever. And I'm like, it's not set up. And furthermore, 6 people, and I have asked maintenance, and I got maintenance to do it, and I think that's quite a feat, what I hear, to put a yellow tape line to not have the pallets go in front of that, because every morning I have to push the hampers back to put the shipwright in. And unfortunately, they haven't got the memo, so it's an issue I still have to spend 15 minutes with, moving the pallets back, so then I have to push the hampers back so I can get the shipwright in and the bins in front of it, you know? So it's like there was set a time. I got 6 people, and then I've got an insinuation by Rachel of, what are you doing, dumb fuck? And I'm kind of like, well, thank you for at least bringing some hampers back that I don't have to number, okay? Because I'm not a dumb fuck, okay? I like setting things up to be smooth and follow through, and I complete tasks, okay?
So let's fast forward to the part where you were taking pictures and video.
Okay, great. Well, let's wait, because she called in. I took before any of that. I'm like, you know what? These hampers are back again. Now, those hampers have never been a problem. There's 4 hampers there that have not ever been a problem, okay? 4 plus have been an issue since that one day where I'm kind of like, you know what? I always come over here, and as I explained to Rachel later in the day when I tried to speak with her one-on-one, I am a small-framed woman. When those pallets stack up, I need to get on the side and toss, so I don't have to ask for help. I don't want to ask for help. I want to, hey, I can do this. Now, it's those 4 pallets, 4 hampers are not, there's always been 4. Now she's made it an issue, and when I talk to her about it, she becomes very emotional in terms of it's kind of deflected that I'm the antagonistic problem for asking her, what can we do here? Okay, I went to her, okay, and I have to let you know she is different on her own one-on-one versus surrounded by others. I went to her like this. I got psychologically smaller and looked her in the eye and said, Rachel, what can we do? And she says, you're not helping me right now. And I'm like, Rachel, you know, let me see if I can recall the whole thing that went on here. But she says, you need to get back to work. Now, the work was done. We got done early, okay? You need to get back to work. And I'm like, Rachel, the work's done. And she's like, she put her hands out, and she's like, this is not a conversation, okay? And I'm kind of like, okay, let me think of what you're doing, and then when I approach you for earnest resolve, what you're doing, and let me think of why you're doing it. I think you're trying to antagonize me so you can get some emotional volume out of me, and then you're trying to give me no recourse, okay? So let me talk to you about innuendos. So there was,
I just need you to fast forward. I don't know all that. So.
Well, I don't. I'm just saying.
Let's get to the part where you were videoing, taking pictures.
Okay.
Why did that happen? What transpired?
There's another important thing. So there's 6 people, and I'm like, we've got to finesse priority. So I want to know, are you going to be here every day? How much should I teach you? How much should I teach you? Should I teach you to put anthem in the bucket? You know what I mean? Or just go and do it, and then knowing that we're going to have to do more afterwards to make up for what wasn't done right.
It doesn't matter if you don't know, and I don't know who's going to be.
See, and I don't know that either, but I was trying to figure out what's going on here.
They don't know.
Okay, well, you know what?
But you put yourself in their shoes, though. They're coming in our unit to help our unit.
See, I don't know that. I don't even get out of this unit.
Get defensive, and to them, it's interpreted as you're attacking them because they're in your unit.
I did apologize.
You're all in my unit,
and
they're here to help me.
Got it. When I got everything sorted, and I've talked, I did my own damage control. I talked back to Debbie, and I talked. So this is the irony. First of all, Rachel, okay, after she sets everyone up just being willy-nilly, then I'm trying to find out, like, you know, what's going on here so that I can be responsible, okay, for the container of how I know it. And she's like, I'm going to go get someone. And she got Percy, okay, and Percy's kind of like treating me very gruff because obviously he doesn't want any problems. He's been here long enough. Don't make a problem. I read him very clearly, and I'm like, obviously, I
He has nothing to do with our unit. That's why he doesn't want to deal with us.
Okay. Well, here's the thing.
He's the acting MDO out there for that tour, and all of the plant is on him.
Okay.
So why does he want to come into my unit?
I have no idea. Look.
He doesn't, is what I'm telling you. He doesn't.
I imagine he doesn't. I've only worked here a month and a half, but I'm trying to pitch it to what I know, okay? And you're assuming I know how everything works. I don't, but I do know this. But I'm not getting any relation in terms of, it's just like, you know, it's kind of like, can we get communication like you meant it? The thing that didn't work, Percy, I asked him, I said, what's going on? He's like, 6 people. I'm like, okay. Are they, do I need to teach them? And he said, yes, teach them. I said, okay, thank you. So, now, I want you to see what's going on here, okay? So, I set everything up, collected myself, went to the group, and said, I asked them their names. I said, I'm Angela. I said, I'm very sorry.
You know that Rachel didn't get Percy, right? It was one of the other PSEs.
She said she was going to go get him.
Yeah, who was already walking back here with one of the PSEs that you offended.
I don't know. I'm going to tell you. Who did I offend? By what time?
PSA.
Heather?
I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, well, let's see the other side of the story. Okay.
That's
You
why
know, you're kind of putting a lot of responsibility on me for a shifting panorama of me 90 days and all 30, 45 days, and all I know is I'm trying to do a good job, and I'm like, but you're an interloper, so you don't know this and this and this and this and this, and yet you got people telling you just go throw the shit, okay? And I'm kind of being put in a position of be responsible, but don't be, and I really don't know what to do with that. Going forward, after I got everything set up, I addressed the group and I asked everyone their name. I said, I'm Angela. I said, I'm sorry for the static. Okay? And I checked Heather, she was upset with me earlier. I think her name's Heather, small, petite. Anyway, because she's like, you're being impolite. I'm like, fuck, I get axed all the time for being an earnest messenger where your friends are propping you up malfeasantly. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know how to do this for you to make it right. But I kept going, I went back to her, you know, I'm sorry about the static, but I want to teach you, okay? There's a few things we need to finesse over here. Who's going to be working in South Portland, okay? So when you hear C2, that's Anthem. Check the address. That's a pretty easy thing. C2, I repeated it. Carla came over and she said, just start throwing. And so while I'm trying to talk to the group, she's dinging and scanning and dinging and scanning. Now, I asked Percy, do I teach them? He said, teach them. And this is not the first time Carla has dominated, okay? Before I even knew that she was vying for that position, she came over in the morning and said she was going to help. And she came into the South Portland area when I was working, and she put her drink and her phone on the map. And I said to her, I said, can you move that? Because we need to use that. I need to look up addresses. So she took her drink and put it on the side. And I'm like, you know, the other people that come for help, they use the area where the mail handlers have the tape and stuff. That's where they put their shit. Okay? There was no communication. Actually, she didn't even say she was going to help. She just came in and pushed her stuff and like this, and you know, and I'm, you know, a little. How do I want to say? Hi, my name's Carla. I'm helping you today. I'm helping out here. Would be a more open invitation than someone who's kind of like, oh, you want it this way? Yeah, okay. Is that better? I'm kind of like, I don't know if you're belligerent, obtuse, or I'm not sure. But honestly, we didn't do this, okay? We didn't do this, you know? It's giving me a vibe to work with, okay? But, so I'm asking, and what I'm getting is drop kicked all over the place, okay? And it's already set up because Carla and Rachel are buddies. Now, fast forward to taking pictures. I'm like, seriously? Pallets in front of, so I can't get to, I got a hamper in front of the pallet again. So I took a picture for my own reference, okay? This is what I'm working with. All right, and I also took pictures to show the setup in terms of they're throwing and nothing's set up. Okay, I have to push the hampers back. I took pictures because I wanted to cover my ass in terms of you're giving me 6 people and I have to make this work on the fly, and I'm already being jumped, I feel, by Rachel and company, okay? And then calling in Percy, okay? It's the perfect setup and the perfect storm for the new person that no one is here to actually know or relate with one-on-one, okay? And I'm here kind of like raising my flag, like, I really want to do a good job, I really want to work with you, can we? And then, you know, and I'm being misinterpreted all over the place. You know how the conversation flies around here. I'm sure I already have a conversation. I'm this way. And it's kind of like, well, you know, when you set me up only this way, and honestly, that's all you can do here. Okay? I have to fight my way back out of the corner I've been put in by someone who wants to be on top, who didn't ever actually do the real work of relating, okay? Didn't ever stand her ground in earnest and say, come on now, this isn't a problem. You know, there's been 4 hampers here, but now, for some reason, on that day, you wanted them all to stack up, and then you nicked me for very impolitely I'm like, where's my boombox? Well, I was talking to 2 men. Is that the problem? That I asked them? Well, they were here. You weren't here, okay? And so Rachel butts in and is like, it's in the transporter. I'm kind of like, what's a transporter? How do I know what a transporter is? I don't use a transporter. Why are you treating me with that I should know this? But you're treating me like shit, okay? You know, she set it up and she hasn't stopped, okay? So today, I'm kind of like, I'm talking to Janet. I'm like, do I complain? Because I know when I went out of the corner, I distinctly heard the door, Rachel, and I heard the door slam. I'm like, oh, I know who that's for, but honestly, I'm tired of complaining. For me, it'd be really nice, ideally, to say, she's got 4 hampers. Now, her emotional response is, we need those! And I'm kind of like, I watched. You didn't use the 4 we have all day, okay? You didn't use the 4 that we have all day. It's those extra ones you put in, okay? which didn't amount to 4.
If we push hampers out there, they'll take them and we'll never see them again?
No, but here's the thing.
Do you know that the plant works against us every second they can?
No, I have no idea. But here's the thing, okay?
But she does.
Well, but she doesn't communicate, because I did ask her. I did ask her the next day. I said, Rachel, I said, because obviously if I push the hamper on the other side of our annex, she pushes it in my way. When I explain why I'm doing it, she pushes it in my way. So I've raised a fuss, and it's not worked. And so I'm like, well, then let me ask you. Besides this hamper having a wheel that doesn't work, and this hamper being so filthy, and it's just not my opinion, it was pointed out to me. It's pulled out a white package, it was grimy, and I'm like, you know what, I wouldn't want to touch it. I get it. There's other hampers we can use, you know? And I asked her, I said, what do I do? Where do I put the extra hampers? Can I wheel them out here? And she said, bah, 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 bah. And I'm like, that's not really the direct answer I was looking for. You know, she's like, bah, 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 bah. Do whatever you want. And I'm like, okay. Well, then I think what I want to do is get rid of hamper with broken wheel, hamper dirty, and leave the 4 we have. Okay? And that was yesterday. All right? I'm trying to communicate and work with someone, and why is this I'm being held accountable to a standard that she doesn't even fucking value, okay? And yet you want your work to be done with on the up and up.
I
Okay?
want work done, and I need everyone to get along in the process.
I totally agree. So I talked to Janet and I said, you know what? I'm not here to complain. Obviously, this is going to be an issue, and I'm already tired of it, okay? But I am concerned about the angling with the friends and the dominating, and it doesn't matter who I talk to, I'm being triaged against, and I'm kind of like, I'm a holistic person, and that seems to be a difficult position here. What do you want me to do, Percy? Can I teach them? Yes. And then Carla comes over and overrides it. Ding, 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 ding. And she didn't even know to set up AAU for shipwright, okay? It wouldn't have happened unless it was on my watch, okay? Okay? I have to take all the shit for making them look so whimsical. And I can do this and talk about it too. And blah, blah, blah. You know what? I've got a personality too. Usually, I'd love to take it outside of work instead of think about who's trying to F me in a malfeasant way. And I wouldn't mind being a little more lighthearted in the sense that I could just do my work instead of be like, well, I gotta watch my back, gotta watch my side, gotta watch her emotional, whatever it is, she's gonna win with emotion and it won't make sense. I'll let her win because because she's got a reputation for it. I've been asking around as well. She's got a reputation with women, okay? So please, if you need me to go get names, numbers, and information, I'll get it for you, okay? But what I would like to see, 4 hampers is enough. That's what we've been working with. We didn't touch them today, okay? She used a few add-ons she had that didn't even amount to 4, okay? That hamper issue is a control of dominance, and why I think she's doing it is like an emotional grappling hook of I get to own you. And I'm like, you know what? This is not familiar territory for me, and it does not feel particularly amiable working relations in terms of you want that, okay? Again, I'm saying I'm a small frame person. I work to my strengths. Physically, I know what my strengths are and how to manage that. And I don't see why that's detracting from the team effort for that small request. Now, she wants more hampers. Here's the thing. Her already having more hampers set up, they put the Amazon in here, they can only get 2 rows in, okay? I had to organize that this morning, and then they left more Amazon way out there. And I'm kind of like, there weren't so many hampers in here. They might be able to fit the pallets of boxes in. Okay.
So
it's a silly thing, and it shouldn't be a problem.
Did you take pictures and video?
I took pictures today. Yes, I did.
Video?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Do you understand that's bad?
No, I don't, because
That's bad. Don't do that.
this is why.
The OIG can do an investigation on you for that.
Well, they should be investigating how I'm being harangued for trying to cover my ass. If I didn't have a need to cover my ass, there'd be no need to give visual proof. Here's the thing: when I train with John Smolinski,
you guys are arguing about the same thing, and neither one of you are letting it go.
I'm not,
only see it from your perspective, but you're not
I'm not
seeing it from hers, other than the fact that you think she's trying to control you.
Well, look, when someone comes at you with,
But she's been here a hell of a lot longer than you.
please don't
It's not
undervalue
just
my
you.
gesture to be perceptive and knowing.
I'm not undermining anything.
Okay.
I'm saying
I see.
she's in this unit for good.
I get
She
it.
owns that position,
I get it.
just as Janet and Jen,
Of course.
and now Carla.
I understand
So
that.
they should have final say on everything that happens in here.
It doesn't
Because
mean
whether
they're right.
you come and go, and 20 more PSCs after you,
Yes.
it doesn't matter. They're the ones that are here no matter what.
I understand. It
So-
doesn't make them right. Belligerent because I'm a regular and I don't have to really do work and I just be propped up whimsically by my friends and then we'll get overtime over here to cover it. It's a pony show and it's a shit show. And you know what? Carla's already talked the day that she came in. She's like asking Jen when she was yelling over me and I'm like, so from South Portland or to Scarborough, are they gonna do I need to look at my do I have to make flashcards? And that's so many. Do I have to buy the paper for it? I'm like, oh my fucking God, girl. Where is the self-initiative in your fucking bones? She's like, I can't wait to train and I get all this overtime because I'm not going to train until it's overtime. Seriously. Wow. I'm sorry. I have a work ethic. I didn't get to be an athlete by dreaming about it, okay? I was doing 5 a.m. runs, sometimes earlier, because I did a morning run before I rode my bike 10 miles to go to graphic design school, and then 10 miles, that was a city away, and then go to another city to go work, and that was 10 miles away, and then to come home again. And I did that in a loop, okay, in my summers, before I went back to college, with an earned scholarship, finally. Oh my God, I'm sorry, I come from a different planet. It doesn't occur to me.
You need to realize that you're one person. You are only one person.
Yeah, and I value
Good, bad,
that.
and indifferent.
I value that
You
because
will never hear me question your work ethic. That's not why we're even in this room.
Okay.
Never.
Then why are you listening to other people then?
You have to understand. You can't do everything. Are you gonna piss everyone off and it's just gonna be you in a room?
I'm not here.
Are you gonna do all of that work?
Because Janet is wonderful to work with.
Okay, is there
Janet,
going to be 2 of you in a room?
you know what?
No.
I
That
think,
doesn't work for me.
Well, I understand
Whether it
that.
works for you or not,
But
it doesn't
this
matter.
is what I'm saying. If you bring someone who relates and wants to relate and who isn't putting the riffraff on the same line to,
But you got to realize, I have no control over that.
okay,
I'm asking for help.
okay,
They send who's ever available. Whether you like them, you get along with them. I like them, I get along with them.
I can work
it doesn't
around.
matter.
I can work around them, whether I like them or not. What I did today is with Carla dominating. I'm like, take South Portland. I went over to Scarborough, and there were 2 people with scanners. I said, "Where's the other scanner?" Rachel was there. She said, "That's for Emmy. She's at lunch." And I'm like, "I'm right." I didn't say this, but I'm like, "I'm right here. I see you're blocking me out of everything. Okay? It is not okay what she's doing. It's for Emmy. She's at lunch." I'm kind of like, what are you talking about? I'm right here. Why aren't you providing for me to be able to work? Okay, I'm getting bulldozered by a posse of bullshitters. And I don't care how long they've been here as regulars. They are angling, and I can get you information. I'm not the first one she's done it with. Okay?
None of that matters. What matters
it
is
does matter.
I'm having to deal with this. This is what matters.
Me too.
I have very important shit I need to do on a daily basis.
You know what? I like to
And
be able
now, how
to
many
get
times have we been in here?
Yes, I like to be able to do something other than recapitulate a fuzzball of unnecessity, and I don't like to dwell on this stuff, so I could go get my sleep again, so I could go back to work, and oh joy, I'm doing a gyrating ugly dance because someone's emotions, they need something from me that they didn't bring themselves. Okay?
We all show up to work here.
Yes, I know.
So you're better than me because I show up to work every day?
I'm saying some people are not towing a amenable line.
You're comparing yourself and your abilities all day
I am.
in a place that...
You know why? Because I've been tested to limits. I'm pretty sure you haven't. But that's not here or
That's
there.
nothing to do with this.
I'm not trying to compare.
That has nothing to do with
but
this.
It does.
No, it does not.
It gives me a perspective.
You know nothing about me.
It does.
Don't judge my character or my work ethic.
You
don't know me.
I'm not
you don't
talking
know what
about
I've
that.
done.
But I'm not talking about that. So don't go there, okay? Please.
But you are.
No.
That's what you're saying.
No, I'm not.
You're comparing yourself to everyone in this building.
I'm comparing myself to myself. And I'm comparing myself to why am I not able to go from A to B with equanimity and vigor if the challenge required it or not? Why am I being obstructed by, oh, she's a buzzkill because she doesn't want to hear my story, yelling over her about my Aunt Mary's cat and she got with a guy that raped her and beat her, and I'm like, you know, look, some people just don't have their finger on why they're here, okay? I feel like I'm being judged for knowing why I'm here. I'm here to do my job, okay? And one of the facets of the job is get along. And well, you know what? One of the other facets is to know the people and the temperament you're working with and be able to touch them and say, where are you? Janet, do you like music this morning? She's like, thank you for asking. Yes. And I tell her a week later, I got Casey and the Sunshine Band. She's like, oh, that'll be fun. Okay? Janet doesn't smile a whole lot. I think previously, or in that 3 weeks where it was just her and I, because she was a backbone, and a responsibility, because she internalizes like, oh my God, I got to do this and this and this and this needs to be done, and oh my God, it's just 2. And but it's a relief when you're working with someone that understands you're capable and reliable and you're purposeful, then you can let down your guard and have a little personality, okay, in terms of Casey and the Sunshine Band, and she lights up and it's like, awesome. It's nice to bring you out of just the utter responsibility of I'm towing this boulder for the team that honestly doesn't give a fuck. Why am I in here all the time? Okay? Why am I in here all the time? I carried you for 3 weeks on my own. Now maybe that's a bad thing because it's almost like trauma, okay? Almost like trauma. And you guys let it happen, and I didn't raise a flag, okay? I didn't raise a flag. I did it.
What happened? Did you do your job?
On my own, throwing 2 cities on my own, okay? With nobody here except for me and Janet. And basically learning all sorts of things other than just tossing packages. I rose to the occasion. I had to do a lot outside of work to be able to do that, okay? I mean, a lot. I had to manage my time outside of work to be a new person, turning my life upside down. I've never worked this schedule before, and rise to the occasion. And I did it, and I didn't complain, and it's put me in a state of, I do things like this, now, and so when you come in like, I'm like, that doesn't compute, because we gotta get this done by 6 when when help comes, okay? As far as I know, I don't, I get a curveball. But the curveball, whether 6 people show up in the morning or not, I would have more flexibility if I didn't feel I was vying constantly to explain myself why I'm doing a purposeful job and nobody can really see it or value it. I mean,
Okay.
you value the outcome.
Let me just stop you. So, this is what we're going to do. I need your badge and your time card. We're going to punch you out, and you're going to go home, and I got to do an investigation, because I'm getting emails and statements from people, and it's not fair. That's why you're in here. It's not fair to me to just hear one side of the story. I wanted to hear yours. I want to know where we're at, and I just need to make a decision on what's best for everyone. Giving myself time to do that is the best way to do it, so I can process everything in our conversation. And
well, I would appreciate it, because you know what? You know why I was asking about jumping ship, like Carrier or something? Is because I'm like, I'll never get out of Rachel's clutches, and she's after me. Okay.
You have to realize, though, you say, like, do you think I'm blind? Do you think I don't know Rachel by now?
Well,
do you think I've never seen this happen before?
Honestly, I've never been in a situation, and I've never been in your capacity, and I've never had to look at it from your position, and I'm definitely, but what I do know is I'm fucked. I'm fucked because the situation is not, no matter how rationally I come to you, there's a problem here emotionally with this other person. Okay, for me to do my job.
But you have to assume that I care about anything coming out of your mouth. You're assuming that I do.
Well, because you got me here, and you're not kind of like saying, look, what's up? She's feeding you a line. She's cherry picking information.
Well, how do you know that she's the only one that's talked to me?
You know what? Don't. I don't.
You're just assuming everything negative is Rachel.
Well, you know what?
Which is pretty easy to do. I get that.
Well, because she's the one who put it right on me like this.
They all do it.
Okay.
It's not just her. They all do it.
All right.
And I'm well aware of it. Dave is well aware of it. But yet at the same time, you got to realize it's bigger than you for. It's bigger than that. It's if I piss off the plant.
Yes.
Me, whether you're here or not, I won't get any help anymore. They'll cut me off and I'll be screwed. My units will be screwed. Because if you're here or not, whether it's just you or just Janet or just Jen or just Carla, we're screwed.
Right.
I need that help. I need that overtime help. And we have a new plant manager. There's so many facets that no one knows about at all. They just know their little world and what they have to do every day. But what I have to do is oversee the entire operation and know, with a new plant manager saying, why the hell am I paying overtime and penalty overtime to help your unit with my people and causing me more money at the end of the week?
Wow.
Why can't I send you people at 2 in the morning on straight time, because I've run out of work for them? So at 2 in the morning, they're going to go sit in the swing room and get paid to sit there, or they can go into your unit and be productive. Whether it's extremely productive in your mind or not, it's still, that's help that I got for you, for my unit, to get up on time. I mean, it's the whole picture of, if you guys suffer in the morning, I pay these guys to sit here in the morning waiting for you guys to finish.
Understood.
These guys get pissed off and start asking for more money because they're paid evaluation. I mean, it's one decision, one outburst in the unit, not by you, by Rachel, because it's happened with her before. It happens all the time. Shit happens. I get that. I'm very realistic. I know what's going on. I know who's behind it all. I see it all. But you have to realize that I answer to the plant manager. She's telling me at 2 a.m. she's sending people in here on straight time. That's my help that I'm going to get for the day. Well, that's it. I have one shot at it. If I'm lucky enough to get overtime in the morning at 6, terrific. I can't plan on anything. I'm not here to even communicate with it, because what am I going to be here at 2 in the morning and work till 6 at night? That's not realistic. It's not.
Understood.
Same with Dave. Same with us all. We all have lives outside of here just like everyone else.
Well, I try to.
Well, as do we, and it's very short.
Yes.
Because, like you, we also work a lot. When you leave at 10, you don't know when I'm staying till at night. I mean, there's days where I work from 6 in the morning till 8:39 at night. But you don't know that.
In your salary.
Yeah, and I stop getting paid after 8 hours. So what I give to this company and this unit is far more than just what you see for the 3 hours we have interaction in the morning.
I suspect that for most people here. Okay? It's just, you see the bags under the eyes. You're like, you know what you're signing up for, I imagine, at some point. One thing that I want to say is John Smolinski in training said that the Freedom of Information Act. So to me, he says, if you're taking video, he says they can do Freedom of Information Act. They can ask for your phone. To me, that's saying you can use your phone. Okay?
If you want an investigation from the OIG,
well,
certainly.
Okay. Well,
if you want the OIG in here doing an investigation on you, then yeah.
As it were.
But why would anyone want that?
Well,
no right person would want an OIG investigation.
I don't even know what an OIG means. Okay.
Officer of Inspector, Office of Inspector General.
This is what I know.
Not good.
My nose has been put into parcels, run around for that 3 weeks. Then I pretty much stay right in it until I'm kind of like, hey, what's that? You knock that off? Because that's not righteous.
I just
know
wish,
my work
my
as
standpoint
much
is,
as I know.
I wish there was no drama with you, because like I've said to you before, I 100% appreciate what you do. You work very, very hard. I would never, ever, ever say anything different. But it's the other crap.
Like what? I mean, that's caused by other people?
Whether it is or not. But you got to remember, I could do the same thing. If I act rudely in a reaction to someone, which I could do all day to everyone, where am I? I'm nowhere.
Well,
all these people in here have to work for me, with me, as do I service them in that capacity as well.
I'm not being disrespectful to Rachel.
But that's how you're interpreting it. Like the girl who went and got the supervisors this morning, clearly she didn't feel that way. She felt attacked as soon as you came in at 2 a.m.
There's someone who says, you're being impolite, but she's not seeing, I've explained to you what happened to me. Okay, I'm like, you're throwing packages, this, we gotta stop.
Right,
You're
but all they know
people.
is that they're in here to help. That's all. That's all they know.
I didn't know that, okay? I didn't know that. I'm like, what's going on? We don't need 6 people in the morning. If I'm thinking
thought process should just be like, great, there's people here to help me. Can we just stop for a second and let me just explain the process so that all of this gets done right? Do you think that would be taken negatively?
Oh my gosh. The one little bit in there, had I got, is letting me know we don't have people coming at 6, okay? Letting me know that there's going to be something going on.
No one knows that, though.
Okay.
We can't tell you things that
you know what else I don't know? I don't know the things people just show. I'm like, I thought this was my job. And it's not my job.
Well,
and now I need to teach you. I need to teach you.
It's your job to work with everyone who comes in here to help you as well.
Well, you know what? I talked to Janet, because at the end of the day, I said, you know what? This worked out rather well. Okay.
What did?
Having the help at 2 a.m. But I had to be able to set it up. Okay. and then
Right.
stay on the
All I'm
outskirts.
saying is
keep setting it
there's
up.
two ways that you can do it. There's a way where all those 6 people are going to come in here and be productive and do what you ask them, or there's the other way where you have people running to find a supervisor, and that's why we're in here right now.
We did end on a good note, and I did apologize for static, and I
Right.
also regrouped in terms of understanding. You know what? This needs
But
to
you
be,
can apologize for anything.
You
The
know
fact
what?
that you have to apologize is the reason.
Are you saying that I should never be wrong in anything I ever do in my life?
No, I'm saying when you're here, there's 2 ways that you could have gone about this morning, and the way that
You're giving me
handled it.
responsibility for being a non-hire,
Right, but
and then kind of damning me for kind of
No,
like,
I'm not.
wait, I'm supposed to step
so
here
many
and don't
ways
know.
that you can get things out of people and line them up for success without
You know what?
any hostility.
I don't think it was hostile. I think I also rectified. You have to understand, everyone's emotional capacity, where they work upside down, is not always reliable. Okay? Some people might be extra sensitive. I only got 3 hours sleep tonight. All right? I went back, okay? But you can't expect when you're walking into a new situation with no heads up, okay? At least I'm new enough here to be kind of like, what's up? You know, what's going on? All right.
But you could just say that.
Well, I did.
Right.
I did. But what was difficult is the Rachel, the Carla, the whimsy.
I think
and I'm kind of like,
what you think of Rachel. Okay, so Rachel was just trying to help. There was no one here. She doesn't really know what you do in the morning. She doesn't know the computer has to be set up before you scan stuff. She doesn't do what you do every morning. She sees it enough to try to say, I have all these people in here, and they just asked if I could show them how to do this. So it is simple as far as package, scan, hamper.
yeah, that's simple once
It
you get
is.
set up
Right.
with a little direction
Right.
for
Which
finesse.
Rachel might not know needs to happen. So
I-
in her mind,
Yeah.
she's helping. And then you come in, you're not helping.
Okay, see? I'm not helping, even though I know what to do.
Just because you know what to do doesn't mean it's helpful. I can
I'm
tell you how to
I'm
do something
questioning.
in a nice way or
You know what?
in a
Here's the thing.
non-intrusive,
Here's the thing.
angry.
Yes. Well, why was this happening? And why was it's in the transporter? And what do you want me to do now? Do whatever you want. You know, come on now.
Right, but
I've got nothing
there's
nice.
2 personalities. I mean, Janet doesn't say a word. You somehow found a way to work with her.
Well, you know what? Because she evades this problem that she knows is going on. That's how she keeps her job. Is just being like, I go dormant and I'll come back. Okay. And it works for her. I'm more extroverted and I actually try to work for resolution. Okay. That's why I get viewed, I guess in your estimation, as a problem size, because I squawk. That hurts. What are you doing? That
Yeah,
doesn't
but
seem legit.
As do I. And I guess the difference is we have to figure out what to do with you, and I'm here. But we have the same mindset of there's an issue, I'm not the leader, but let's figure it out. And I ended up here because of that when we're talking about the other side, the other option, which is your approach. Whether they like you or not, trust me,
Well,
I've been in your shoes where,
okay.
let's take Amazon Sunday. We just started that when I started as a CCA. No clue. Supervisors, no clue. No one has a clue. There actually was no supervisor. It was clerks that ran it back then, so no one had to answer to anybody. So clerk calls out, half the CCAs that are supposed to be here call out, and I show up. Well, I walked into a absolute shit show. So I'm either going to piss everyone off, or I'm going to rally everyone and say, let's figure this out. This is the situation we're in, and I don't give a shit, but this is getting done today, whether you guys want to or not. I mean, why why is that receptive, but yet what you're trying to achieve is the same thing, but it's taken differently?
Maybe because I don't have any backbone here in terms of reliability. When I try to lead, I am overridden with Carla. Even when I ask, do I teach? Do I teach? Because I'm thinking, are these people coming back? Is it worth my investment to teach? Tommy's come over here. Tommy didn't want to learn anything, okay? And then he was very flippant. You know, can you put a bucket back when you take one out of the bins? And he's like, I forgot. And then he left the hole. And I'm kind of like, can you put a bucket back? And so he went and got a stack and flipped them behind the AAU computer. And so I said to him, I go, could you act like you cared about your job? You know? I'm transparent. You know where I stand. And I believe that's a value. And I believe my emotion.
I do too.
You know where I
I'm
stand.
the same way.
I'm not two-faced, okay? I'm transparent. Why? Because I want you to know where I stand. I want you to know that does not fit.
Yeah, but you
right.
need to. Speaking from someone who's the same way, you will know how I feel about you no matter what. Anyone. I mean, I'm sure there's days that I piss Dave off because of that, but you know where you stand with me. There's no gray. It's all black and white. You know I'm mad. You know I'm happy. There's nothing in between.
Well, what maybe you don't know is I want to be happy, okay? And that's why I feel...
I think we all want to be happy.
You know what? I'm not so sure about people that keep inflicting me with hamper issues where I'm like, you know, why is this an issue now? Okay? Why? I don't know where it came from.
I think it's just delivery. It's reading the person you're doing it to. It's knowing their reaction before you get their reaction.
I didn't know this was a problem, okay? I didn't know it was a problem. It's not been a problem. There's not been a hamper there. All of a sudden, I'm like, I can't put this there's a jack pallet in and a hamper, and I can't put a pallet in. And you know, I work with vigor, okay? And I'm kind of like, well, I just moved it over into the vacant space. Okay, we're peeling down. And see, this is what, nothing makes sense. There was nothing over there. We put all the pallets, bringing them down, nothing there. She goes back there. She doesn't have no mail handler service, and she goes back. Now, I didn't know it was her to begin with, but I'm like, shit, every time I bring a pallet back over here, I'm like, push it back into the vacant space. We did this 4 or 5 times. She really didn't have any work to do back there, okay? I feel she's picking an antagonistic fight with me, and it probably could be based with jealousy. I don't know. I only bring that up because I've experienced that before with other women. I'm not trying to compete with her. I'm trying to complete, and I can't help for whatever, you know what I mean? It's a women thing.
I know.
You know?
I do.
I'm not trying to be...
I just wish you knew when to shut it off, I guess is what I'm saying.
What am I...
Because there's plenty of days where I could just poke the bear with every employee, and I know the outcome. I know. I know when someone's having a shit day to leave them alone and just let them get through the day because tomorrow will be better. I know when I can
Is she having
mess
a shit
with
day?
someone.
See, I don't know either.
She'll be having a shit life. I don't know.
See, I don't know either, but I know as far as being here purposefully, I want to know if I'm bugging you with this hamper, but
everybody's different. She could be passive aggressive, and you'll never know where you stand with someone.
Well, I'm kind of learning I've got some tangent points to work with, which only concern me, okay? Every time I ask for a direct answer, I'm not getting it. There's no cooperation. There's no value in relating. And I'm like, well, I don't know if it's because your fiance's staring at my ass or not. Certainly, I have not noticed, and I've not put it out there for that reason, okay? I don't know what's going on, okay? But I don't feel I can make it right with her, okay? I got a red flag with her, okay? And I do feel she's stunning me.
Something that, okay, if I were you and was dealing with Rachel in this exact same situation, why can't you just let Rachel have that one? Why can't you let that go?
Well, you know what?
So that it's not an issue every day.
Actually, I did talk to Janet today, and Janet said, just go put another stack somewhere else. I'm like, well, I hope that works. You know?
I'm just saying.
If I'm being gunned with
Like,
everything I do,
if I knew I was never gonna come to terms with something Dave was doing, and he was just doing the opposite every day, I'm either gonna have a serious sit down with him and say, "What are we doing?" or I'm just gonna let him win. I'm just gonna let him have it. You know what? You have that weird thing that drives me nuts, and we'll figure out the next thing.
it doesn't drive me nuts. And I'm willing to let her have it if that's what you want. But I would.
It's just a question. Honestly, it's just a.
Look.
There's things that people just don't agree on.
Here's the thing.
Period. The end.
If you wouldn't mind me painting the scenario,
Yep.
all this static is coming from that hamper. Is it so difficult for me to ask when it's to move one out of the way, and I'll move it back. I'll move them all back. But by the time we get to stacking those pallets, they're this high.
Yeah, I get
Allow
it.
me to have free access.
To me, it's a non-issue on both of you.
Put your hampers back, okay? I'll put them back. I won't do whatever you want because she said I could do whatever I want. So I'm like, okay then. What I want to do is wheel them across the line. She said I can do that. Why is this an issue? I asked, okay? I did not get a nice or polite response. And why is she not being called on that? Okay?
Rachel, she's been called on.
Okay. You know?
But again, you've been here a month and a half. You don't know what's happened since I've been here
That's
in
why
August.
I asked.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I ask everywhere I go.
Yeah, but I'm not going to sit here and talk crap about one of my other employees. That's not my job either.
Oh, when I talk to someone else about her?
You can do that all you want, and that's your prerogative.
Well,
if you want to dig dirt up on someone you work with, then go for it.
Well, it's just
I'm not gonna
it's
do
just
that.
in passing. People ask what's up, and I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm playing whack-a-mole. You know, with the same issue. Honestly, talk to Janet. I'm kind of like, I wasn't even going to complain, knowing that she did when I heard the slam doors. But I'm like, it's not my intention. It's the same complaint, and either you can't or you aren't doing anything about it. So, need to let it go.
All right, so let me do my investigation, and I'll let you know where we stand.
Please talk to Janet. I'm going to go get my boombox, and you can.
Janet adores me, and she's.
Well, I think she's a very sensible person that's committed to this show, and I appreciate her position. Okay,
Yeah, I appreciate
she's so
everything she does for us.
solid to relate to.
Yeah.
She's very grounding. I could ask her something, I get an answer, I go do it.
Yep.
And I'm free to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not free, I'm not triaged. Like, well, when I get there, my buddy is meant to
Yeah. No.
pass on some bullshit.
She has talked to me about you already before, so I know where she stands with you, and I know where you stand with her. So.
Well, I can work with her. Because she wants to.
Yeah.
Okay? All right. Hello.